Hey friends, I just made the most delicious recipe for breakfast using King's Hawaiian rolls. They're lemon, blueberry, cheese Danishes, and they were so good, and I'll show you exactly how I made them. Okay, let's get started. Here's everything we're gonna need to make these delicious Danish. Of course, we have our King's Hawaiian rolls, some blueberries, and this lemon for the great flavor. Now scooch over everything. I need a little bit of room to work here. We're going to start with the King's Hawaiian rolls, but first let's get a little bit of nonstick cooking spray in this pan because we don't want anything to stick to the bottom. And then from here I used a 12 count bag of King's Hawaiian rolls, and you don't need to separate these. You can just put them right in the bottom of the pan just as they are. And now here comes the fun part. We need to take a cone-shaped section out of each one of these rolls, and you can just use a small knife. I used a paring knife. You could use a serrated steak knife, whatever works for you, and you're just going to cut a cone shape right out of the top of that roll. And you want to make sure you can get as deep as possible, but don't go all the way to the bottom because we don't want anything to leak out the bottom of these rolls. So just go ahead and cut that cone shape out of each one of these, and I'll speed it up because it did take a little bit of time, but it was actually quite fun to do this. Now I've made these same King's Hawaiian rolls as just regular cheese Danish, but this time I'm kicking it up a notch and adding the blueberries and the lemon because it's such a great flavor combination. Now we're going to take 4 tablespoons of butter and melt that in the microwave. And from here, we're going to take the zest of 1 lemon. So I just got my little peeler here, and I'm just going to zest this lemon and get all the good flavor from that peel. That lemon zest combined with the butter and 2 tablespoons of sugar makes such a delicious, sweet, savory, tart addition to these Danish. This is the perfect combination. And now I used my cute little gold kitty spoon to stir this together. I use this to stir the creamer in my coffee, and his little arms hang on the edge of the coffee cup. It's just a cute, fun thing. Now you can use a spoon and just spoon this over your rolls, or you can use a brush like I did and brush it on. You just want to make sure you get it in every little nook and cranny because this is where all the good flavor is coming from. You got the savory butter and the tart lemon along with a little bit of sweet sugar, and this really is a step you cannot miss. This is where all the great flavor is going to come from for these rolls. The best part is some of this butter leaks down to the bottom while it's cooking, and it almost caramelizes on the bottom and gives it a tiny bit of a chewy, delicious bottom for these. Now, once you have this all on, I used every little ounce of this. I made sure to use every bit of this butter mixture. And then we're going to go on to our next step, which is the cream cheese filling. And that's going to be 1 block of cream cheese. And we're going to want to soften this in the microwave for just about 30 to 60 seconds. We don't want to warm it up. We just want to soften it. And you can see here with my whisk, I'm going to whisk this together and make sure there's no lumps. This just avoids having to get our electric mixer out to mix this together. Now we're going to add in a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract along with 3 tablespoons of sugar. And then hiding out back there in my little cat cup is 1 egg. We're going to crack that egg in here as well. This is the same recipe if you make just the regular King's Hawaiian roll cheese Danish. But of course, we're having our addition of blueberries and lemons this time. We're going to whisk this all together, and then we're going to add this right inside of those King's Hawaiian rolls. I used the same tablespoon that I've been measuring with, and I just put a little bit in at a time. Now, as it sits, it is going to kind of sink down in and get in all those little nooks and crannies. So you're going to want to go around a second time once you fill these up and put a little bit more in each. You don't want to overfill them because you need room for the blueberries, but you want to put enough in so it's just about level with the top, maybe just a little bit lower. And I'll say that I did have some of this left over. I probably had a good 5 or 6 tablespoons of this left over. So don't worry if you do have a little bit left over. It really just depends how big you made your cone shape as far as how much cheesecake filling you can put in. Now, I washed and dried my blueberries. I used fresh blueberries, but you can, of course, use frozen if that's what you have on hand. And I just put about 5 or 6 of each of these in there. I'm going to speed this up also because it did take a little bit of time, but again, put as many as you want in there. I think other fruit would taste good too, but this lemon blueberry combination is so good. Now we're going to put this in the oven at 375 degrees for 20 minutes. Now, right before those are done in the oven, we're going to get our glaze started, and this is so easy. It's literally lemon juice and powdered sugar. It is 3/4 cups of powdered sugar and then the juice of half a lemon. And all you need to do is whisk that together until it's the perfect consistency. If it seems too thick, add a little bit more lemon juice. If it seems too thin, add a little bit more powdered sugar. It is okay to have it rather thin because, again, this is a glaze and we're just going to drizzle it over the top of these King's Hawaiian Danishes. And you can see I just used the whisk until it was fully combined, and see that consistency? That is perfect. It's still going to be white, but it's going to be a little bit runny, and that is a perfect consistency. Now let's pull these out of the oven and you will see they are so deliciously golden brown. You can see the blueberries have cooked, the cheese is fully cooked. Look at how delicious these turned out. Now we're going to let them sit for 5 minutes just to cool a little bit, and now let's get the glaze on there. All you need to do is drizzle the glaze on, and it is going to melt down and kind of puddle up, so it doesn't have to look fancy. We just want to make sure we get some on each one of those Danishes. This has such a nice, bright, tart and sweet flavor. It goes perfectly well on these Danishes. They're very easy to cut. Unlike the other ones, this does not crack open because it has the blueberries on top holding them together. And look at how ooey gooey that is, you guys. They're sweet, but not too sweet. That butter has a nice savory hint to them. The bottom has a delicious caramelized flavor. You can see these would be a great addition to any brunch, special breakfast, or just any, like us, perfect Saturday morning edition just because. Now here's my reaction. Hey friends, forgive me, it's Saturday morning. I got the tie-dye happening. Look at these lemon blueberry cream cheese Danish. They were super easy to make and they look so good. Ooey and gooey. Oh, I can't wait to try them. Get out. These are so good. That lemon flavor is strong and delicious. They're really sweet, but not too sweet. That cream cheese filling and the blueberries, oh my gosh. And then the bottom has got, it's not hard, but it's almost caramelized from that butter. Oh my goodness, you guys. Make these so good. This is a delicious recipe. You guys have got to try this. Perfect for a holiday brunch. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you guys make this recipe and I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. Now I gotta get one of these outside because it is a beautiful summer morning and my husband is sitting out there with our grand pup Bjorn, a great big Newfoundland dog, and he loves to be outside. So my husband's out there sitting with him and I'm gonna bring him one of these delicious lemon blueberry cheesecake Danishes and he's gonna be so surprised. Thanks for coming along with me today. I hope you try this recipe and I hope you love them like I did.